guys, today we have a little thrift book haul today. I'm excited. There are some books in here. Let's get started. Roll the intro. Our first book on top is by Colfer, who, if you didn't know, is the guy that plays Kurt in Glee, and it is part of the first book, I'm pretty sure, of his series, the Land of Stories series. It is called A Tale of Magic. Originally, somebody paid $12.28 for it at Walmart, but I paid $1 a hardback at my local Goodwill. Let's see what's underneath the hood of this, because look at that art. Look at the art. Isn't that just gorgeous? Gorgeous. Let's take a look under the hood. Under the hood. Like a car. That is beautiful. Hang on. Are you kidding? Colfer out here doing the most as an author. Oh my freaking. Oh my god. That is beautiful. Oh my god. This is a middle grade series. At the edge of a cliff overlooking the ocean was a golden castle. The castle had pointed towers and hundreds of wide windows and an entire structure that sparkled with sunlight. The carriage continued on the path through the property and stopped at the castle's front gates. Madame Weatherbury escorted the children outside and gestured excitedly to the castle before them. "Welcome to Madame Weatherbury's Academy of Magic," the fairy said. So it is, I guess, about kids that go to a magical school. It actually looks, oh my god, this is just the most right here. This is the most with this phenomenal under art. Oh my gosh. Phenomenal. Beautiful. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just because I was a Gleek way back when, and Kurt was like my favorite character. Well, Kurt and Blaine were like my favorites. But that's what he looks like. If you guys don't know what Colfer looks like. He also has another book that really made me sad because it's about like this dead kid. I forgot what it's called. I know it's like he's a writer and you find out that the kid's dead. Oh my god, is that a spoiler? I am so sorry. We're gonna go on to the next book. A few of these books are just really like historical books that I like to read. They're not like fantasy or anything, but if you guys like historical books, these are probably going to be for you, because a couple of them are about Henry VIII and his wives. And this one is The Queen's Lover by Francine du Plessis-Gray, I'm going to say. This is basically surrounding Marie Antoinette, as far as I am aware, and Count Axel von Fersen. I am probably butchering that. I am so sorry to my French audience, or those who speak French. It's basically a dramatization of what happens between him and her. That is book number 2. I'm just going to go ahead and go on with these 2 books, because this is about Catherine of Aragon, who is one of the wives of Henry VIII. And this is about her and her life. And I guess this has 3 novels in one. So, and it's by Jean Plade. That is the first one about Henry VIII and his wives, and this one is called literally The Wives of Henry VIII, but this is by a different author, and it is Antonia Fraser. I love Tudor England. It's one of my favorite decades of history, and I really love learning about it, so you're never too old to learn. Just because I graduated does not mean that I don't still love to learn. And there was just a whole bunch of these at Goodwill, so I grabbed them up. So that's our second and third one, and then kind of going with the history thing, I have been hugely looking into the case of Jack the Ripper, because I was on Discovery Plus, and I came across a show called American Ripper, where this guy is trying to figure out if his ancestor, H.H. Holmes, who, if you don't know, was a famous serial killer in Chicago during the time of the World's Fair, and he owned something called the Murder Castle, where he would literally have people in his hotel and he would kill them, and then he would like incinerate their bodies in the basement. And he thinks that H.H. Holmes was Jack the Ripper, and that show is riveting. If you haven't watched it, please go watch American Ripper. It deserves a season 2. I was so upset when they left us at season 1. I was into it, okay? This show got me back into the case of Jack the Ripper. It introduced me really to the case about H.H. Holmes. Like, I knew he was a Chicago serial killer and all that, but like, okay. With all of that background, unnecessary background, we have by Patricia Cornwall, Portrait of a Killer, Jack the Ripper, case closed. Which, it's not actually a closed case, but this is probably what she thinks about what Jack the Ripper was, and I love now. I've always loved things about Jack the Ripper, but this kind of like reawakened my love of Jack the Ripper. So that is all our like historical type books. Next, we have the sequel to Silence of the Lambs, which is one of my favorite horror movies and horror books. This is by Thomas Harris, and it is Hannibal. This takes place, I think, 5 years after the events of Silence of the Lambs. 7 years have passed since Dr. Hannibal Lecter has escaped from custody. 7 years since FBI Special Agent Clarice Starling interviewed him for a maximum security hospital for the criminally insane. The doctor is still at large, pursuing his own effable interests, savoring the scents and essences of an unguarded world. But Starling has never forgot her encounters with Dr. Lecter, and the metallic rasp of his seldom-used voice still sounds in her dreams. So that is Hannibal, and I actually cannot wait to read this, because I haven't been able to find a copy of Silence of the Lambs, the book, for the longest time, and when I do, it's like a collector's edition, and it's like a lot of money. So I was surprised I found this at Goodwill. Again, $1 a hardback. You kind of can't pass that up, because I buy most of my books from thrift stores and consignment stores and whatnot, and my clothes. So, which is another reason why I really like the Fairy Grunge style, because everything you can nearly find at a Walmart. I mean, not at a Walmart. At a Goodwill. A thrift store. Or yard sales. So, yeah. And our last book is a book I've seen all over the place on, like, Book Talk, BookTube. And it's had mixed reviews. It is Wilder Girls. It is a murder mystery. I'm going to read it now. It started slow. First the teachers died one by one. Then the tox began to infect the students, turning their bodies strange and foreign. Now cut off from the rest of the world to fend off for themselves on their island home, the girls of the Raxter School don't dare wander outside the surrounding fence where the tox has made the woods wild and dangerous. But when Bayat goes missing, Hetty will do anything to find her, and if it means breaking quarantine and braving the horrors of the land that lie beyond. And when she does, Hetty learns that there is more to their story, to their life at Raxter, and what she could have ever thought could be true. Whew, that sounds interesting. That's Wilder Girls. There were about 100 girls when it started, and 20 teachers. Altogether, we filled both wings of the old house. These days, we need only one. Whew. And this is by Rory Power. They told us to wait and to stay alive, is the tag on the back, on the. So, that is really all the books I got. And I love buying things from like thrift stores and Goodwill because, again, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get books, which is a lot of things that I see is kind of a trend that's going on with like Book Talk and BookTube is like, you see all these haul videos of people going to Barnes and Noble like every single week, and I don't know how. And people feel really underprivileged, like people that are poorer feel really underprivileged, and that it's just really unattainable, and it's not a good thing, where I'm like, if you can afford to buy brand new books every single week, go for it. Spoil yourself. Please do. But to me, that's spoiling myself. If I go to Goodwill or go to Barnes & Noble, which for me, it's already like an hour away to go to my local Barnes & Noble is like an hour and a half away. Trip on the highway, trip through the city, go to the mall, and go there and spend over $50 for like 3 books. Where I get that they have books immediately that you want and they're always there. Like, if I need a certain book and I can't find it online on like eBay or another thrift, thing, or I can't find it at Goodwill and I immediately need that book, of course I will go and I will buy it, like I did with my Crush book from the Crave series. I immediately wanted the second book, and I found... Ooh, hi, I'm gassy today. I found it at Walmart for $12, and I'm like, okay, fine, I really want to read it. So I did. But I really like thrifting and finding things on, like, eBay and stuff, because it not only does help the environment because you're buying older things and people have already reused it and they're putting it back into that system, but you're not spending as much money, and this just kind of proves to me that you can really find these books anywhere. Like I said, this book is everywhere. Everyone is talking about these books right here. And I found it at Goodwill for 50 cents. It's all about the luck of the draw when you're looking at thrift stores, but it's not unattainable, and it's not like a horrible thing if you go and buy a brand new book. Okay? Like, I'm either or. I don't care. But I'm just trying to prove to people that it's not unattainable to get books that people are going to want to read and see. Like, normally these books are, let's see. Normally there's like the old price in these books. How much people paid for them. $18.99 this book originally cost. And I got it for $1. So let's see. $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I paid $6 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. So, and those would have normally cost over $100 easy. Over $100 easy. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys want to see more if you guys would like to see like clothing hauls, because when I go to the thrift store, of course I look at clothes. I mean, who doesn't? Even when I'm broke, I still like to go to the thrift store and look at clothes. I don't know why. I guess it's just something to do on my Friday. But if you guys would like to see clothing hauls, let me know, because I'd like to start doing those maybe. So yeah, if you liked it, hit the like. If you want to subscribe, you're not obligated to, but it does help the channel. And turn on the notification bell for whenever I post a video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.